So this is kind of where we left off. If I do a Command plus, I can see I'm kind of missing part of the circles on the insides. I think what I did is I just took those out. Anyway, this isn't exactly the same bike chain, but it's close enough. What happened here? Why didn't I get everything? So if we do a Command A, Command C, I'll try bringing it back in. I'll just delete this. Command V. Okay, that's better. So if we copy and paste it directly from Illustrator instead of doing a file place, sometimes that actually works better because we can just click on it within InDesign and then change the color. So maybe, let's see, we'll go kind of with what we did on this one. I made it red. Actually kind of like the white little circle on the inside, but so if we use our eyedropper tool, we make sure you have whatever you want selected, or whatever you want to color selected, and then sample using the eyedropper tool, and it'll automatically fill that in. If we go to the direct selection tool, click off so nothing is selected, we can actually use this again and sample this red again, and then push the inside colors to make them all the same. So what I can do Command C, Command V, and actually kind of just, I don't know, bring these together a little bit. I don't know if this is actually going to look good or not. I could even potentially, I don't know, I don't love that. I'll Command Z because maybe I'll just make more of a space here. So push Shift and click on both to select both. And I'm just using my Align tool to make sure the top is aligned. This is the top alignment. Command 0. Let's group this. That's already ungroup, group. So everything's grouped together now. Let's do a Shift and just drag it in. See, since this isn't an image, we don't need to use this. Since this is vector, I can actually just use this tool and just push Shift and make it smaller. But if you have an image, you'll have to use the free transform tool. So we'll just kind of center this. I don't like this icon as well as the other one that I used on this poster, but it's fine. I'm just trying to recreate this as quickly as I can. Okay. So I wonder if I went to Object Effects. Well, never mind. I'm getting off track here. So we just need to put in, August 8th, Lincoln, Montana, a bike ride through the woods for Sculptures in the Wild. So if we just click with the text box, I went onto the text tool over here, regular. If you are still on your type on a path or anything, just click down and hold, and then you can go to the regular type tool. I'm just going to push cancel there, sorry. And so I don't know if I already clicked and dragged a text box or not. I'll do it again. So click on this, drag it out. We can be on, I just pushed W so that we can see like the outside of our, so let's do August. Let's do a Command plus so that we can see what we're doing. August 8th. And then I think I did a Option 8 and then Lincoln, Montana. I think I'm spelling it right. I'm such a bad speller. Okay, so Command minus just to kind of, I'm going to click on this. I think I made this air conditioner. And I'm going to make it bigger up here. You can also use it off to the side. I think maybe I might have put a star in. Yeah, I did. So I'll show you how to do that too. So we'll bring this over here. We'll just, push W. I'm going to make this as wide as our canvas or our poster. Double click on this and then we can center it here. You can also use like the paragraph section in the properties panel to center things. Or you can use up here. If you're in Essentials Classic, you're going to get this and this. But Essentials Classic won't automatically have properties open. You'll have to go to Window Properties. I kind of like having both open. I just like having options, I guess. So if we double click on this and just make this 0, so if all these are 0, that means it's going to be white. You can also use your swatches panel or your color panel. White's right here, black's right here. There's a lot of different areas you can go into. Let's add a little bit of a stroke on this. You know, if you go into properties, it has your stroke information here. You can also go into stroke over here. 1 point is probably, you know, we can also go 0.75 or something if we don't want to go too thick with it. And then if I want to make this like a star, we can go into, I think it's type glyphs, and then we can, it'll open up this glyphs panel. Oops, I didn't mean to, sorry. And then we can actually go into like, let's see here. I don't think it would be under air conditioner, but like wingdings, I believe. Down here, like all these right here, basically have all sorts of different, should have all sorts of different glyphs. For some reason, this isn't really. So we go to entire font, we're on wingdings. You can get diamonds, you can get like this shape. I think somewhere in here they should have a star. Okay, here's the star. So if we double click on this, so we're in wingdings, we went to the entire font. And then we just kind of started scrolling down in here. I found the star. If you double click on it, it'll bring it in. And then you can X out of this. And then I'm going to put another space. That space seems like it's bigger than this space is. So I can actually put my cursor here, push Option, and use my arrow key on my keyboard. I'm going to use my left arrow to tighten up this space so that it's even. And that's actually sort of like kerning, which is the space between letters. That's looking pretty good. Let's put a outline on this that's not the same color. We'll just use like, you know, a lighter orange maybe, just so it pops out a little bit more. I might actually make it a little bit whiter too. I'm going to go to stroke and just make it maybe 2, just so it pops out a little bit more. And then this text box is too big, so I'll make it smaller again. That's looking a little bit better. I think I might have been using red on this one instead of, you know, and I can always, like, I can use my text tool and I can highlight this, and I could switch this around, use the switch tool and, you know, make it different. This isn't really, I don't feel like this is working very well. Anyway, if we push W, and this doesn't really look centered because like August 8th isn't as long as Lincoln. One way around this is I could, you know, double click in between, push Option, and kind of just space out 8th a little bit more to make it August 8th almost as wide as Lincoln, Montana. And then I can go over here and tighten up, you know, bring this in a little bit. We still want there to look like there's a space there so it's readable, but like I think if we make this space and this space closer to the same width, we'll have more luck making it look centered. So there, that's a little bit better. I think this is technically centered here. So, I mean, I can move this over just a little bit more. So that's like, it's not technically like perfectly centered because you can see it's actually further to the right, the text box is, because this is center aligned within the box, as you can see. But visually, it is aligned closer to center than if it didn't have. I might take the stroke off of this and then make it bigger. We can actually make it bigger. I don't know. I don't have it like that on the other one, but I don't know. Maybe I'll make this white color. I could also use that same blue color maybe I don't know. I don't know. I'll just leave it for now. I don't want to go too crazy with things, but I might actually maybe squish this down. I don't know. This does. I don't like this icon that I made. I think it sucks, but it's like maybe too prominent. Maybe if I got rid of this white shape in here with the direct selection tool, clicking on it and deleting several times. Okay. Still not liking it, but maybe if I make it a different color, so if I double click over here and make it maybe orange or something, roughly the same orange as the orange I had up there, I can click off and then actually use this to, actually I kind of like the orange and red together. Maybe if I make this have the same red stroke, so I'm using, you know, I brought my stroke color, I have everything highlighted, I brought my stroke color up here, I'm going to use my, and I'm going to sample, oops, I want to make the stroke red, not the text itself, and then make this white I guess I'm just going to double click and make them all white there, or all 0. And then I guess I'll make this stroke thicker, and I'm going to align the stroke to the outside, so all of the stroke goes on the outside of the text font. If I have it on this, it looks way different. See, as you can see, if I move it to this one, it looks like that, which I think does look better. This might be a little too much, but I don't know. That's okay. I'm not crazy about it, but and then let's just hurry up and get this done. A bike ride through the woods for Sculptures in the Wild. And that's done in, I think, the same font as this is. So, Abolition, I believe. I'm just going to put a bike race through the woods. So we're going to click and drag. What did I just do? Let's do Command plus. Bike race through the woods. Okay, Command minus to zoom back out. And then we'll just highlight all this by clicking and dragging to highlight, and then Abolition, regular. We'll make this white. Use the swatches panel to do it if you want. You can do it with color. You can double click and make this all 0. However you want to do that. I'm going to center align this, make it, you know, big enough to be legible on the poster. And yeah, something along these lines. And then what I'll do is I'm going to now bring in that extra logo that they gave me, the client gave me. They wanted that on there. So if we do a file, place, it should be in my images folder. Here it is. It's hard to see. It's a PNG file. It's in white. So if we click it in, you can see what that looks like. It's kind of a complicated logo, but if we push shift and bring that down, you know, this is something the client wanted in there. So usually a good spot to put a logo is down kind of at the bottom right corner. So that's looking pretty decent, pretty close to what I had. Not quite, but really close. So yeah, I think that is going to do it for now. I mean, I could dial this in maybe a little bit more, but I think for purposes of this class, I think it's good. We'll do a Command S just to save or file save. One thing, when you go to print this, it's gonna have a white border all the way around it. I'm gonna have to do another video on how to save out file types and stuff like that and package everything.